I met my cinematographer at the Berlinale Talent Campus in Germany, and she liked the stories that I was trying to make, and I talked to her about this film that I was planning on making. And since she's quite known in Melbourne, Australia, so she went and asked some of her friends who are producers, and they read the script, and they were very enthusiastic about the script, and they came on board immediately. But at that time, they were the only people who had committed to being my co-producers. And I spent all my savings on this film to make the film. And the budget at the beginning, I was hoping to have a budget that wouldn't go over $30,000 in cash. But it ended up going way over budget, and we've done an estimate now. We are at about $140,000 that we have spent on this film. So yeah, but it's still a micro budget. It's really small to make a film and shoot it on red and have it on time for festivals. So it's a very small budget film. Grew up in an easy family. Very poor. We're very poor at some point, but very rich with affection to each other. It was a really solid, strong family of four, and my mom. My father died in '87. I was about 4.5, and so grew up in a small Muslim family in a popular neighborhood, but it was we were not the typical Rwandese family, because my mom loves reading, so she had some books at the house for the genocide, and we didn't have a TV for a long time. We didn't have running water until I think in 1991. So
was this in Kigali?
In Kigali, in the capital city.
Right.
But my parents come from the west, from Changugu, right next to the lake, and. So I grew up as the youngest child of a family of four, and I was a very fragile kid. I would get sick all the time, so I wasn't really good at football or anything. So I spent so much time in the house. And right after the genocide, when my brother had found lots of French books abandoned in the house, that's when I started reading all the time, because right after the genocide there were all these landmines in the bushes and just like on the roadside, and so with the paranoia of landmines, I have an aunt who was killed by a landmine, but I would just stay in the house reading all these classics that I didn't understand very much. I went to a military school. It was the school of kids from the military and the government. It was a really good school, so it was a good basis of education, and I read fluently French by the time I was 12, 13. French is my intellectual language. Even now, I only write in French.
You wrote your script in French?
I write everything I write in French. Well, I work with British TV production. That's my audiovisual prostitution. That's where I make my money for now. I hope it will end at some point.
Is that in Rwanda? You work with the BBC?
Rwanda, in East Africa, Ethiopia, Kenya. I worked in those countries, but yeah. So I get to go to the UK so many times, and at some point I was considering just moving completely there, because I really love London. It's an amazing city. I have a major issue with authority and organized acquisition of knowledge. So yeah, so it's been a problem. I never loved school. I always hated school, and I did 2 years of university, what you call college in America, and dropped out.
Where?
In Rwanda, dropped out of law school because I just couldn't take it no more. And then I worked so many times on TV production projects, and that's how I learned.
Right.
And since I'm a movie junkie, so I've watched millions of films. Looking at the cuts, at the atmosphere, at the tone, at the theme, at the acting, and since I love literature, I love books very much. So that's how I learned. I'm a self-taught. Yeah. Yeah, we shot with the red camera, the famous red camera with film lenses, and yeah, it's an amazing camera. I'm very happy with the result. The big expensive one, yeah.
Right.
Which was kindly provided by Dominic Allen, my producer.